this evening we shall discuss about karma and rebirth. In the previous talk, we discussed about dark karma or dark results, or bright karma, bright results, dark and bright karma with a dark or give rise to dark and bright results. Then neither dark nor bright karma with neither dark nor bright result, which leads to the destructions of karma or cessation of karma. So this evening we shall discuss what is old karma, what is new karma, what is the cessation of karma, and what is the path leading to its cessation. So what is old karma? In this discourse, the Buddha explained that the I is old karma, to be seen as generated and fashioned by volition, as something to be felt. Or similarly, the ear, the nose, the tongue, the body, and the mind are all karma, to be seen as generated and fashioned by volition, as something to be felt. So, in order to understand this teaching, we have to understand the teachings of dependence or origination, the 12 links of a dependent origination. You have to realize whatever is arising as subject to condition, and to understand the teaching of karma correctly, we also have to understand the teaching of conditionality or dependent originations. So between this old karma and new karma, which one is more important to you, or which one should be dealt with in this life? So do you have to deal with your old karma, or do you have to deal with your new karma? So which one is more important to you? To deal with the old karma or to deal with the new karma? So we should deal with the new karma. So what's the meaning of old karma? The arising of the six sense base, it means the ear, the nose, the tongue, the ear, or the eye, the ear, the nose, the tongue, the body, and the mind are conditioned by something. It couldn't arise by itself. So it's due to the condition, another cause, which is mentality and physicality. So dependent on mentality and physicality, arises six sense base. So similarly, mentality and physicality can't arise by itself. It also depends on a condition. So dependent on consciousness, then arises mentality and physicality, or namarupa. So this consciousness is arising also dependent on a condition. In other words, it's due to formations, sankara. So we have explained sankara here means karmic formations. There are the three karmic formations: mental formation, or verbal formations, and body formations. So in other words, when we say this is old karma, we are talking in terms of its condition, its condition, and fashion by volition, or shaped by volitions. So we have to understand that volition is karma, or volition is karma. So the karma is performed also due to condition, related to conditions. So because of your volitions, you might have performed various karmic formations. In other words, various volitional actions. Then one of the volitional actions, or karma, was ripening in the last moment of life in the previous existence. Then there's a rising of consciousness in this human birth. So dependent on this consciousness, the rebirth linking consciousness, then arises mentality and physicality, namarupa. So dependent on mentality and physicality, arises six sense base, or in other words, the six sense doors. So this is the old karma, produced, we can say produced by the condition and the volition in the previous existence. Then what is new karma? The new karma means whatever action one does now by body, speech, or mind. In other words, whatever actions that you have been doing in this life is new karma. There are three kinds of karma: body karma, verbal karma, and mental karma. So now we are doing a lot of actions, but sometimes you do not realize that all these actions are preceded by a mental state which is known as intention or volition. sometimes we could not see this intention volition because we are not endowed with a sharp mindfulness, or sometimes we have a wrong notion, a wrong notion that the body is moving or reacting by itself. For example, when a whirling is bitten by mosquitoes, then there's a bodily reactions, for example, raising up the hands and hit or kill the mosquitoes. So the whirling thinks that this is body actions. The body is reacting by itself, but the body can't move if there's no mind or consciousness. So we have explained this in one of the talk about the states of interdependence between mentality and physicality. So these actions that you are doing now, it is also conditioned, and so these actions means volitional action is also being conditioned. But where is this condition? Where is this condition? When we talk about dependent originations, you have to understand where is this condition. Is this condition internal or external? Is this condition internal or external? Actually, all these conditions are internal, not external. So I shall go through the 12 links of dependent origination. Dependent on ignorance arises karmic formation in Pali Sankara. So in this ignorance is a state internal or external? Is internal. So dependent on Sankara or karmic formation arises consciousness. So Sankara or karmic formation also begins internal from your mind or from mind. Then dependent on consciousness arises mentality and physicality or namarupa. So you, in the ultimate sense, you consist of namarupa, only mental and physical. Dependent on mentality and physicality arises six sense basis. So you have these six sense door, the eyes, the ear, the nose, the tongue, the body, and the mind. So this is known as old karma. Then, dependent on the six sense basis, arises contact. So when you have this six sense door, that's why you come into contact with the sense object, except the mind, comes into contact with the mental object, such as image, memories, and so on. So dependent on contact arises feeling. So if the contact is not present, then that unpleasant contact produces unpleasant feeling or painful feeling. If the contact is agreeable to you, you feel very pleasant, then it produces pleasant feeling. If contact is neutral, then you shall experience neutral feelings. So this is the results of the previous karma, or worldlings as well as noble ones have this five links, consciousness, mentality and physicality, or the six sense species, contact and feeling. These five links are known as the results of karma. So this feeling, dependent feelings, arises craving. So if one doesn't mindful of this feeling, then a craving can be arising. Craving. So when the feeling of craving is intensified, getting stronger, then dependent on this craving arises clinging. So dependent on clinging arises process of becoming. In other words, there will be performance of new karma, in this new karma. So this new karma will become a condition for rebirth, birth in the next existence. So when there's birth, then there's decay and death. So one will be so new karmas are those actions that you are doing now, through your body, speech, or mind. So as long as you are performing various karma, then you shall subject to the cycle of birth and death again and again. Then what is the cessation of karma? So if you do not wish to be born again, then you should stop doing karma. So one have to attain liberation through the cessation of these three kinds of karma. So one have to be liberated from these three kinds of volitional actions. So how to attain this? How to attain cessations of karma? So to attain cessation of karma, the Buddha has shown us the path, the path leading to the cessations. So the path is the middle path, in other words, the Noble Eightfold Path, which consists of 8 mental factors. They are right understanding, right thoughts, right speech, right actions, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentrations. So if you wish to attain cessation of karma, then you have to develop the path fully. So the teachings of the teachings aims to attain cessation of karma. The teaching is not about dealing with old karma. Certain teachings, certain teaching misunderstood it, so they practice a lot of repentance. If one by the practice of this repentance, it's not possible to attain cessation of karma. Even you keep on recalling the bad karma or evil karma that you have done in this life, feeling remorseful again and again, it will not lead you to the cessation of karma. In fact, this is not the right effort to recall or to recollect the past evil deeds or unwholesome karmas that one did in the past. The Buddha say, if one keep on recollecting the past unwholesome deeds, it only increases the unwholesome states. That unwholesome deed will not become undone. So one should put forth right effort for some to abandon that unwholesome deeds and to abstain from it totally in the future. So to abstain it totally, then one must know the cause or the condition that produce unwholesome deeds. So the condition here is not external, it's internal. So that's why if one understands the teachings of dependent origination, one comes to realize that there's no creators. You are not created, for example, by creators. Whatever you have been experiencing is not happening by chance. It's all due to your condition and volitions. So that's why one should be wise not to commit any kinds of evil deeds or unwholesome karma. One should put forth effort to generate or to perform wholesome karma or meritorious deeds. Merit is known as punya or punya. The meaning punya, as explained by some teachers, something that purifies. Just like a person is washing away the bodily dirt with the soap. So similarly, we have to overcome the impurities of the mind or the dirt of the mind through the practice of wholesome deeds such as dana, or the practice of giving and sharing, sila, observant morality, bhavana, mental culture, and other wholesome deeds. So these punya merits aims to purify the mind. So that's why we do merits in order to purify the mind. But if one doesn't make an aspiration or make an aspiration to attain enlightenment, then these merits may lead to rebirth in the heavenly world, or in the present world. So it's important that one is doing these merits with the aspiration that it will become a supportive condition to develop the Noble Eightfold Path, so that one will attain a cessation of karma eventually. So in other words, to attain the cessation of karma, then one must develop the Noble Eightfold Path. So there are 12 links of dependent ordinations. So it's because of ignorance in the past. So that's why one perform various karmic formation. So because of this karmic formation, then there's a link. When one had passed away in the previous existence, then there's arising of rebirth consciousness. So there's a link there. Then if one doesn't practice mindfulness, if one doesn't make an effort to develop the path, then this feeling will lead to craving. So there's another link between the feeling and the craving. So when you are practicing mindfulness, you are in fact developing the Noble Eightfold Path. There are 8 factors of the path, but other factors of the path can only arise together with mindfulness. So only by the practice of mindfulness one could develop the path fully. So if one doesn't practice mindfulness, then this feeling can become a condition for the arising of craving. So when the craving getting stronger and stronger, then it develops and becomes a clinging. So when there's clinging, then there's a process of becoming. And there was one we performing new karma in this life that will lead to birth. So there's a link between process of becoming and birth. So in other words, if one must understand that the condition is internal. We have to remove this condition. So because of the karma performed in the past, because of this ignorance, when ignorance is mentioned, then craving and clinging are mentioned. Craving and clinging can't arise without ignorance. So because of these defilements, then there's this karmic formation and process of becoming. So these five links, ignorance, craving and clinging, and karmic formation and process of becoming are the round of karma in the previous life or previous existence. Then it's because of these five links then produce the result of karma in this life. It means with the arising of rebirth consciousness, then dependent on consciousness arises mentality and physicality, or dependent on the mentality and physicality arises six sense species. So when dependent on these six sense species arises the contact, dependent on contact arises a feeling. So this five link, consciousness, mentality and physicality, six sense species, contact and feelings are the result of karma. So these are the result of karma. So if one doesn't make an effort to overcome the defilements, then these feelings, dependent feelings, give rise to craving. When craving is mentioned, ignorance is included. So when craving is intensified, then there's clinging. So when there's clinging, then there's a process of becoming in this life. When there's a process of becoming, and the process of becoming is mentioned, karmic formation is also mentioned. So it's because of this five link in this life, craving, clinging, process of becoming, and ignorance and karmic formation, then give rise to another round of results in the next existence. So when there's a process of becoming, definitely there's a birth again. It means there's a arising of consciousness again. With the arising of consciousness, dependent on the consciousness arises mentality and physicality. Dependent on mentality and physicality arises six sense basis, or dependent on six sense basis arises contact. Dependent on contact arises feeling. So this is known as 20 aspects of dependent ordination. Each round consists of 5 links. So if one doesn't develop the path fully, then one shall be going round and round again in the samsara. That's why if one wish, or if one aspire to be liberated from samsara, then one must develop the path. So when you request the monk or the bhikkhu to administer to you the observance of 9 precepts, you begin with ahambante samsara vata dukkhato mojanataya. Vata means round and round. So this samsara that you've been going round and round is suffering, and you wish to be free from it. So you wish to go to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha for refuge and observe the precepts of morality, such as the 5 precepts, 9 precepts. So that's why we must be wise to choose the right karma. So I have explained in the previous talk the 4 kinds of karma, and we should put forth effort to develop or to cultivate the 4th kind. So only by the practice of mindfulness, developing the Noble Eightfold Path, we shall remove this condition which is internal. So that's why you need to put forth effort. We can say that you are your own master of your, you are the master of your own destiny. There's no self or someone determine your destiny. So when you practice mindfulness, you are in fact developing the Noble Eightfold Path. When you practice mindfulness, you need to put forth effort. It is because of effort you are able to mindful of the phenomena, or every process of the phenomena attentively, precisely. When you are able to do it constantly, continuously, it's not interrupted by any hindrances or defilements, then you shall get attain or concentration. When at each moment of mindfulness, there's a mental factors which is known as right thoughts. So here, right thoughts is not about thinking about the experience. Right thoughts is similar to the factors of vitakka. Vitakka means leading the mind to the object again and again. So when you could gain concentration then you may gain some insight knowledge. Insight knowledge that realizing the characteristics or the true nature of mental and physical phenomena. So that insight knowledge gives rise to right understanding. When you develop mindfulness from one moment to next moment, at that time, the mind is abstained. The mind is abstained from wrong speech, or wrong actions, wrong livelihood. So in that way, you have these 8 factors of path at that moment when you are endowed with deep concentration or in those momentary concentrations. But if you do not have this, you do not have attained deep concentration or momentary concentration, then there's no arising of insight knowledge, then there's no right understanding. But as long as you have not yet attained any stages of path knowledge, you are still practicing mundane path. So in order to attain cessation of karma, you have to overcome the condition which is internal. It's not the condition external. Sometimes when we look at certain things, we always look at the condition which is external. But when we want to understand about karma, this karma is related to the condition which is internal. So it's because of ignorance, which is the roots of unwholesome deeds and karma. Then one shall be wandering in this samsara, or the cycle of birth and death, again. So that's why in this teaching there's no prayers. We have to put forth effort to follow the path shown by or pointed by the Buddha. So as long as we do not put forth effort to develop the path, we shall doing all kinds of new karma in this life, and this karma will lead to birth again in the next existence. So the teachings of the Buddha in fact is all about conditionality. Nothing is arising without condition. Similarly, we perform karma because of condition. But you have to realize the condition which is internal is more important than the condition, the external condition. There are sutta explains about it. We have to remove the condition that is internal. You think the condition that is external causes you to perform the karma or to create a new karma, then you may not able to attain cessation of suffering, or you shall not be able to live a holy life successfully. I may explain about it in another talk. So this is about old karma, new karma, or the cessation of karma, and the path leading to its cessation. So if one one aspires to be free from samsara, then one must stop doing karma or attain cessation of karma. If one aspires to attain cessation of karma, one must uproot the mental defilements or the condition that causes one to create karma again and again.